Okay, we're ready to go. Okay, so I'm gonna just go through some of the tips on what we need you to do when you're cleaning out a pot, emptying summer from fall or any season actually. So first thing we're gonna do is make sure when you walk up that the pot doesn't have any drainage lines, meaning sometimes they've got like drip lines that run to a water source, and we don't want to cut those when we clean out, okay? So first thing you want to do is make sure you have your trash bags with you. I'm going to see what feels like it can just be pulled out with my hands. What can't be pulled out with my hands, I will use some tools for, okay? So I'm going to start. Now this is another thing we need to always assess is she's got this nice lovely rug. We don't want to get this grubby at all. So I'm either going to fold it like that, or if it's the case of like one of those big heavy duty ones, I might tip it up, okay? So I know that these grasses are going to be too hard for me to pull out, but I'm going to go ahead and pull the stuff around it that I can pull out. I'm just going to grab it from the base of the root and do a little tug, and I try to knock some of the dirt off so I'm not getting this so heavy, okay? Because if I were to pull this whole thing out, this might end up being like 100 pounds. And I always try to make sure that the bags, because we're going to leave these for the customer unless they tell us otherwise to haul them away. I'm going to go ahead and knock some of the dirt so that the bags don't get too heavy, and I'll show you about how heavy we want those to be, okay? So Kevin, for the purpose of this, if you have any questions, you can ask it as we're going. I'm just doing this so that someone, future-wise, we can watch the video, okay?
Yeah.
So don't feel like you can't ask a question. If you do, that's actually probably good because it's something I've not thought to tell you, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the other thing we try to do is just be as kind of as clean as possible. So I normally try to keep the bag kind of close to the pot. Also, when you come up to someone's house, you don't have to ring the bell or tell them that we are here or anything. They should have gotten an email saying that we're coming. So they're kind of anticipating it, but just be prepared if they come out and ask you who you are to identify yourself.
Okay.
So like basically this pot's ready. So if I were to pull this, see, I can probably not get it out, right? I'm not gonna be able to yank that out. So that's when we gotta go to step 2, tools. And you should have with you, in every bucket should be a saw. And in this case, I'm again looking to make sure there's no irrigation lines, right? Because that's the main thing. If there was a little black rubber tube, we don't want to cut it. The homeowner might be coming out. I feel like I heard something. So I'm gonna take. So I know that the root of this plant, Kevin, is about. It's gonna be out to about here. You're not gonna always know that, but you just want to. I hold this out of the way, and I just kind of go straight up and down in a circular kind of sawing motion to loosen the roots. And you want to be careful about the people's pots, you know. Some people are going to have like a ceramic pot, right?
Yeah.
So we got to be very careful. Like this is metal, so it's probably safe. It's not going to get damaged. But if it was like a plastic pot or something, we got to be a little more careful. Also, sometimes the pots will lift and shift. Just be careful with them so that they don't break while you're cutting them out. And this is almost going to be loose enough. I could probably pull it at this point, but I'm going to go ahead and just for the purposes of. This is a perfect example of one to start with too, because this is about how it typically goes. So then I'm just going to, just so that I don't have such a mess, put that baby right in there, okay? Now, so that feels like it's cleaned out, but it's not ready. So Kev, come over here. So what I'm going to do now is, because see this, when we come up to plant, we want not to have the dirt like this. So we need to get some of this crud out of here. So I'm going to slice through these roots a little bit. And see that? Like that's all cruddy. So we're taking it out.
Okay.
In case of this, I'm going to go ahead now and take that. You never know, sometimes like that. I'm going to start coughing because I got dust in my face. No. Okay, so this would be considered grubby dirt. I don't want that.
So pretty much just the dirt that you can like pick up.
Yeah, if it's, well, if it's,
That's like hard.
see it's like rooty,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
this
yeah.
needs to get out of here.
Okay.
And then I would shake, see I'm shaking it off because that other dirt is fine. We're trying to not take so much, but we don't want to leave any grubby dirt behind that isn't going to be good for the plants. So this is when you start using your hands. Oh, shoot. So I'm going to saw through again, because see, I can still feel deep roots in here.
I can hear them.
And when the girls get to this first job, they'll be like, who cleaned this pot out? And I'll be like, Kevin Murad. I think it's amazing. Because it helps them when they get to a job to be able to just start planting. And if they've got to do this, it slows us down on the job site. See, I can still sort of feel some roots down there. But I don't want to take all the dirt if I don't have to, because, you know, it's expensive for the customers to rebuy dirt every single time. So I'm just going to kind of get this at least a foot down, nice and loose. And she's not been a customer for us this year, so I don't really know what she's planted here in the past, so I don't 100% know what is way down there. I'm still feeling like I want to get some of that out. So that's pretty good. It's feeling pretty good. So see, the girls now can get in here and plant, right?
Yeah.
That's basically it. Okay.
Awesome.
So then we'll move on to pot number 2 and kind of go through the same thing. Oh, the dog is found us. And that's something too. If there's a dog out, so this is good because I'm thinking of all the things I want to put in the training manual. Like, if you feel like you're coming upon a house and you're supposed to get out and there's a dog that looks aggressive or something, call us, okay?
Okay.
We don't want you guys getting out where maybe, and what we probably should do is put the phone number of the homeowner on the sheet, okay?
Yeah.
So Kevin, I'm gonna have you do that one after I do this one,
Okay. Sounds good.
Unless you'd rather do this taller one, does it matter to you?
That's okay.
So sometimes like you'll pull just the root right out, and other times you can tell that the root's still down there.
Okay.
Which is fine.
Kids will just cut it out.
Yeah, because we're gonna cut it out anyway. We know that now, right?
Yeah.
And then the first part of the part, I was just kind of talking it through, really basic. Okay, same deal. Now that I know that I'm taking a lot of this dirt out, I'm being more aggressive about how much I pull out. See what I mean?
Yeah.
Before I was like, oh, I don't want to take all this out. And sometimes the whole thing is going to come. And that's okay.
Okay.
I mean, if it's really root bound all the way to the bottom, it's got to come out anyway. So now this basically is pulling way more than I pulled out the last time, right?
A lot more.
But now I don't have, now I know, well, I had to get that far anyway, right?
Yeah.
So bend it, push it down. Now, I also keep assessing. Now, this is going to feel, I'll hold this for a second.
Okay.
This is going to feel light to you, but that's about as heavy as we're going to leave it because, like, they might be older, and that's
Yeah.
going to be, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the homeowner might not be able to lift this into
So
the
like
trash
when it gets
can.
halfway full.
So when it's about that weight, okay,
Okay.
that's as full as, that's as heavy as you want it to be.
Awesome.
So I will also then assess their driveway and their garage. So in this case, we leave the trash. So I'm gonna leave it right here, in this case. Because I can, their garage doors are open, so we can tell they've got cars
Yeah.
where they come out. Ideally, sometimes they'll leave a trash can out for us and we can put it in. But like if I were to put it like right here and here and they open the garage door, don't realize there's trash and they slam into it.
Yeah.
I always try to kind of get it away.
Okay.
And then I might leave them a note where I've left it. But I don't think you need to do that unless you feel like when you're there, you're leaving it in a weird spot.
Okay.
But we try to leave it kind of off the edge of the driveway, which if somebody were to come home or pull out and not see it, I just tell them to be right in the middle.
Okay.
And they've got that little statue in the center of that little guy, so we obviously don't want to take. Yeah, so like right now, I'm just gonna go ahead and the dust from really, some spots are really dry and some are really wet. When they're really dry like this, it's like, it's a dusty mess. Okay, so I'm gonna just kind of literally cross-hatch saw.
Okay.
Because I know for a fact, and urns are funny because they kind of slice, angle in. And then you've got this weird, I can feel this weird hole in the bottom here where the drainage is, so I'm just gonna kind of, did I get a trowel out last time, or did I use my hand the whole time?
I think you used your hand the whole time.
So let's get a trowel out just for the purposes of. And this trowel I like better because it's got a little bit of a serrated edge on it too, so it's
Okay.
a little more. So sometimes I'll just go in and kind of pull up. And if you pull too much and it kicks back, then you're throwing dirt all over your face. And it's no fun. It's not a big deal when you're not sweating, but when you're sweating, then you become like this
Dirt
disgusting
ball.
filled dirt blob. And it's not great. And you're like, I can't run into the grocery store and grab a drink. I'm filthy. Stuff like that. That's fun too. And so sometimes turning it, I like to put this trowel in and turn.
Okay.
Turn because I feel like that really, like in this case, I still need the saw. So see, I'm still, we don't need you to clean it so like perfectly clean, but if I'm hitting something real solid, I'd rather still saw a little more.
Okay.
And see, then the girls are gonna come up here on Monday or Tuesday when we plant her, and they'll be like, oh my gosh, the pot's already. It'll be like, it's always our favorite when we walk up, the pot's already like this, because we just start, bringing
You don't
dirt
have to
and
do
start
anything.
planting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, so I'm helping my ladies. All my lady workers. Alright, Kevin. Alright, so that's pretty good, right? So there's
Yeah.
just a little bit in there, but honestly, it's like I said, it's soft enough that I can move with my hands now. And even
Okay.
these little tiny bits, we don't need to go any further than that, okay?
Yeah. Okay.
So maybe bring that video down here for a sec, just so we can show this, like, that's how I want it to be at the end. Like pretty loose, like that, okay? All right, now, you're gonna
Do you want
turn
me
it
to
off,
stop
and
it?
then I'm gonna
Okay.
have you